am on number 5 for Module 1, Lesson 2. We went over most of this in class, but I think the bell rang. So your recursive rule is given f of 1 is equal to 58. F of n is equal to the value of the previous term plus 7 for n is greater than or equal to 2. One of the things that I did not write that you need for both of these is f of 1, which is 58, and the common difference, d, which is 7. Okay, so both of those are used regardless of whether you're writing the recursive or the explicit rule. All right, let's do number 6 together. All right, again, I have my little handy-dandy index card showing me the format for the general recursive rule, general explicit rule, because I'm asked to write a recursive and an explicit rule for both of these. So first of all, I'll do this in the right order this time. My f of 1, my first value is 84. Looks like the common difference is going to be 16. So d equals 16. And then I'm going to write a recursive rule and an explicit rule. So pause, write yours. I'm going to pause and write mine. And then when you've got yours written, press play and see how you do. All right, so there's my recursive rule in blue. And yes, you have to write the whole thing. And then there's my explicit rule. I'm now on page 168 and I'm looking at problem number 12. This is the same thing that we've been doing, except this time they just give us a list of terms and ask us to write the rules. Instead of putting the n's and the f of n's in a table, they just gave us a list of terms. All right, if I'm looking carefully, I noticed that the common difference from one term to the next is 15. And my first term is 86. So 15 is my D, 86 is my first term. So you're doing the same thing. You're writing a recursive rule and an explicit rule. There's your little cheat sheet if you need it. Write those down. So press pause, write them down. When you think you have them, press play, see how you do. Okay, recursive rule is written in blue. That's the whole rule. Explicit rule is written in red. And I'm going to go ahead, I'll just mark this out because obviously we're not doing that one. It's just number 12 is running over. All right, join me for number 16. Write an explicit rule in function notation for each arithmetic sequence. 16 says that a student loan needs to be paid off beginning the first year after graduation. Beginning at year 1, there's a $52,000 remaining balance remaining to be paid. The graduate, whoever this loan was for, the graduate makes regular payments of $8,000 each year, and the graph shows the sequence. So, remaining amount. 1 year after graduation, they owe $52,000 in thousands of dollars. That's why they only wrote a 52, because they understand it's 52,000. After 2 years, they've made an $8,000 payment, so 44,000. 3 years, 36,000. 4 years, 28,000. Okay? So you're going to write an explicit rule for this particular situation. I think I'm going to go ahead and draw a table too, but it does not specifically ask you to do that. Okay, here's what I have so far. My years is going to be the n. My f of n is going to be the amount still owed. Sorry, that looks a little bit like an h, but that's my n. 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. And remember that on the y-axis they said in thousands of dollars, so this is $52,000, $44,000, etc. Okay, but the common difference is you're paying it down by $8,000 a year. You are decreasing it by $8,000 a year, so your D is -8. So use that information to write an explicit rule in function notation. So hit pause, write your rule, hit play, and see if you did it right. All right, and for 16, here is my rule in function notation.